Made in America, take one.
It's been a roller coaster trying to build something from nothing.
It's been a journey.
That's so cool.
We all know that tomorrow's not promised.
One of the biggest ways you have an impact on your community is having a small business.
The small business path should be available to everyone.
Oh my God.
It's a movement. The small business is what could be more important.
If you need long-term sustainable economies, it's not Goliath you depend on, it's actually David. But it's not just one David, it's 1,000. 1,000 Davids is really where the future is.
America has always been associated with making it.
But is that opportunity available to all?
This is what it looks like.
To be made in America.
Ohio has traditionally been flyover territory. Well, what's happening now is people starting to stop. Well, let's check this place out.
People don't see Ohio as the accelerator for people's lives that it actually is.
Ohio's, my everything.
Ohio, the heart of it all. I always loved that one. Because we are the heart of it all. Columbus, Youngstown, Dayton, Cincinnati, Cleveland. Ohio is where you need to be.
Ohio was filled with people, for lack of a better term, is really ready to get down and dirty. This is from 1978. I was 5 years old and I had hair.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I was 10 or 11 and we were playing basketball. And then the older guys would come, they would take over the court and they would say, hey, we'll buy one of your juices and give us $1 or something like that. And then it just kind of dawned on us like, we can probably sell them a whole bunch of stuff. So we would go to the store and we would get candy and we would package them up and sell them with water. And I got really interested in being able to take nothing and turn into something. And that's what I love about coaching. From like Cleveland to Columbus and Cincinnati, as an entire state, they all want to go after it.
Our growth in jobs and opportunities is off the chart. We've worked hard for it, but there has been challenges in the past. Ohio's part of the Rust Belt. And then when the economy changed, the old industrial smokestack industries began to fall away. So did Ohio. But that's all changing now, even though there's still parts of Ohio that are struggling.
Appalachia has struggled a lot. The natural resources were extracted by big companies out of the Northeast. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. And those are not just in terms of wealth or capital in a traditional way, also in terms of relationships and access. Capital sources, marketing channels, distribution channels. Those are all things that aggregate around class and geography and social networks.
So the growth in small businesses is very important. You have to go on, you have to find a way. The dignity, that grace it gives you by being able to think even in your own mind and feel it, that I'm contributing, I'm supporting my family, and I'm helping the community.
The danger of relying on big employers is that Goliath can change his mind. If you have 1,000 Davids in an economy, you actually have much more job growth, much more sustainable wealth, much more ability to fight poverty, to create long-term dynamism in your economy than if you rely on a Goliath or two. So the more you can open that up by creating organizations that can help people get access and relationships and networks and resources, you're actually helping level the playing field.
My name is Diego Hodge. I'm a general business coach for ECDI. What's interesting today is that small businesses have the same access as big businesses. Now we're both online. So here's a program. It costs you nothing but time, classes that are empowering you to build your own website and to run it.
Digital tools are like the train tracks of the modern economy. A tremendous game changer because it gives them access to the entire world. It's this huge, huge opportunity if we can take advantage of it as a society. but it does require intentionality.
You want to see, how do I get my business in front of people, and how does that turn into ROI? Can you guys tell me a little bit about your businesses?
I graduated in 2016 with my degree in psychology, and nobody wanted me. I figured I better do something because I'm a single mom and I had to feed my son. So I started baking like my life depended on it, because it did. And it turns out I was actually good at it. Who knew?
I started a business called the Notary Tree. When COVID hit, I'd lost my job. Me and my son ultimately ended up homeless. Luckily, I had a car, so me and him, we made flyers and passed them out to all the local used car dealerships and churches and Starbucks, you know.
You know, it was a hard, fearful, scary decision to follow your passion. But being in a room with people like yourselves, being amongst like-minded people, I made the right decision. Shoot, the ECDI was our savior, pretty much.
I thank God for ECDI. Yeah. I've got enough sense to know that I don't know it all.
They're looking at numbers, especially in restaurant or catering business. You're gone usually in the first 3 to 5 years, and that's not our plan, so.
A lot of entrepreneurs just know, hey, I know how to make great pies. And what they'll find out is now they have to transition to creating a business that's great at making great pies. It's a totally different dynamic. We're not really taught that at school. It does take time to build a business. A lot of times entrepreneurs think, hey, I can't grow this business, it's not doing this, it's not doing that. That business is a personal development tool that allows you to grow. And once you grow, the business automatically does. It won't go first.
I can tell you right now how much each of my cookies cost me to make because of Diego. I needed someone like him to step back and say, stop. We need to look at real numbers and really embody what it means to be a business owner.
We got a special guest. Inna Kinney started this. She created ECDI to make an impact. Because of her courage, we're all impacted from that.
So let me tell you a little bit about why I started ECDI. I came to the United States in 1974 when I was 11 years old, so I'm 60 now, just by the way. Came from former Soviet Union, and we were the first family that came to Columbus. This is my father, Lev Kuchersky, and my mother, Lydia Kuchersky. This is the day we landed in Columbus, Ohio. It was a culture shock.
We live in Moscow, in the big city, and Columbus was very small.
At that time, Russia was a very closed-off country, and people could not have businesses, and my father always wanted to have his own business. Within 3 years, he opened up his first business. It was a little grocery store in Dayton. Leaving a country of your origin is hard. You start brand new from nothing. And I know that for a fact because I experienced it myself. So you already have that entrepreneurial spirit. For me, initially, that was my passion, is to help immigrants start businesses. And then it just kind of expanded into helping everybody. It's a life's work. This is your life, okay? And we are here to help you. Here we are almost 20 years later with almost 90 staff, #1 SBA lender in the country 2 years in a row, almost 50,000 jobs created and retained. Almost 50,000 jobs. That's a city, right? I guess I am the person that we help.
Diversity drives innovation, and innovation drives economic growth and wealth. And so without diversity, you're missing a really important precursor to prosperity down the line. And so that's where America has this special quality, where its founding premise is that we welcome you. So if we can do that right, it actually accounts for a lot of long-term economic productivity in this country.
My name is Priscila Teixeira, and my business is Columbus Fashion Academy. For the past 7 years, we have been doing after school, and then we move into doing summer camps, and then evenings and workshops. I tell them, close your eyes. Imagine that you can create the world you want to live in. What clothes are you wearing on that day? They put what is on their heart, on their brain, on that piece of paper. And then we figure out together how we're gonna transform that into reality. So all the things that is completely related to real life, especially as an entrepreneur. Because the sooner you figure out who you are and what you love, the more chances you're gonna have to be successful. We had no budget, right, for advertising. But some of our campers this summer came because of the website.
It's your circle, it's your sphere of influence. Give your customers a way to find you, all running through that marketing funnel. Impressions, consideration, ROI. My parents immigrated here from Pakistan in the early 80s and wanted to start a restaurant, right? And my mom can throw it down. My mom is one of the best cooks in the whole world. I'll stress this again, people don't get into their business to work on marketing or invoicing or taxes or any of those things. And I think that's one of the things I always saw them struggle with. And they lost the business because of those things. It takes a village to raise someone, but it also takes a village of entrepreneurs to raise a community, to raise a city. And I think if my parents had the tools that Empower provides, it would have been a different world for sure. That's why I do this.
How many people work at your restaurant?
14 people.
What kind of food is it?
It's legal food.
Okay. How long have you been in business?
I've been doing it almost like 12 years.
Oh, okay. You're a vet. You're a vet. Yeah, veteran.
Me and my wife, we love cooking. They always ask us, why not try to open up the restaurant? So it was not something easy at the beginning, but people give us the courage to try it. I came to this country as a refugee. There was killing a lot of people. It was tough. As a being, the parent get killed, and seeing it, it makes me cry all the time when I talk about it. It's a life, but at least this land gave me opportunity to at least try to forget. But it's tough. It's so hard. Oh. Dama leen amal lépp li ñu bëgg bu laajee sunu bakkan ñu joxe ko ndaxte li ñu defal dafa rëy di xam amuñu ko fi ñu dëkk bi ñu melee nii ginnaaw yàlla ñoo ma tax.
Compared to a lot of other places around the world, this country does provide that open marketplace. There's a chance for you to be able to work hard and create something of yourself. Just like you've got a right to speech, you've got a right to worship. Don't you also have that basic human right to be able to take your idea for what the world could be and turn it into something? That's such a simple, simple concept.
One of the things I took away from tonight is that business is a contact sport. Like, that's huge because that's how we grow. Those moments where it gets frustrating, that's your business maturing you. Because in order for you to grow your business has to grow you first.
Ohioans really, no matter what city, are some of the hardest working people anywhere. And modesty is great, but let's talk about ourselves a little bit, because there's a lot to talk about now.
As an entrepreneur, you basically bet on yourself, but you do need somebody to bet on you.
Every big river started as a little tiny stream. We've got to support people who have that ambition.
Be the boss of your own destiny. It's the person that makes it happen.
On the next episode of Made in America.
It is a total risk, but that's where the belief in yourself comes in. And I had to bet on me.
Please join us